Hi there everyone, and thanks for joining me today. There is an undeniable fact of organizations, and that is that your team influences each other just as much as you influence them. If not even more so. The larger the organization, the more this takes place. So what you need to do in leadership is guard against how the influence is taking place amongst your team. That's why uniform expectations and holding people accountable is so important. But how you deal with people on an individual basis will go a long ways to making sure that that influence that they have on each other is a benefit to you and not a detriment to you that's undermining your leadership. So we talk a lot about communication and communicating with people in structured and unstructured ways. What I wanted to focus on is 3 things that you really want to focus on with the people when you're communicating. The first thing is handling issues. When people bring you something, it's important enough that they brought it to you. There are a number of things that your team doesn't bring to your attention because they don't think it's worth your time or it's not important enough to them. So if they've brought you something, it's because they value it and they feel there's an importance to it. So handling those issues that are brought to your attention is critical in relaying to the people underneath you how you do your job and how well you do your job. If you handle those issues promptly and fully, then your people will be left with a great impression on you, and that's something that they will take to everybody else as they chat amongst themselves. The second thing that you want to focus in on is on an individual basis, you have to answer people's WIIFM. What's in it for me? You have to know what's important to people. Is it the hours that they work? Is it the challenge that they get? All of those things that go in, what's important to them, and then address those things. That's on an individual basis, not a group basis, because those individual interactions are what's going to influence everybody else in the organization. So get clear on what's important to each of the members of your team. The third thing is then using that and developing your people. The best thing that you can do for the overall morale of your team is developing them and showing that they're growing. Everybody likes to learn. Even if they don't want a promotion per se, you can at least round out their knowledge, but find a way to develop them. So take care of the business that people bring to your attention because it's important to them. Find out what's important to your team, the WIIFM, what's in it for me, and then develop your team and come up with a structured way of doing that. And when you do that, then you have an overall wellspring of support for you, because that way you can manage how they influence others just as much as you're influencing them. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good one.